Alrighty, so um, this is how you know D&D has officially began. When last we left our heroes, um,
Oh,
you
20's radio person. 20 radio.
Legend
you
of
don't
Korra
have
narrator.
to. You don't have to. Old timey announcer voice.
Be the Legend of Korra narrator you want to see in the world.
Yes.
But after your adventures on the island, you returned via sea route to Ralos, encountering some Sahagwin and Marrow in your journey, but arrived safely and met with Estrella and confirming the artifacts and her sending out missives to set up a meeting for 6 months from today to essentially cement your dominion over the newly named island of. I wrote that down somewhere, but I can't
Espida.
remember where.
Aspida.
That.
Shield in Spain.
Yes.
Greek. It's Greek.
You also were informed of a group of settlers that were heading into the Deadening Wood to carve out a settlement, who were beset upon by raiders and captured, and that an old friend of Estrella's by the name of the One-Handed, is in Meridia looking for people to help him rescue his compatriots. You all left and went about some of your own business throughout the city after leaving your meeting with Estrella, Minister Estrella, and Artanis met up with Ismay later to go to the Philandros Academy of Magics to meet with the head philosophers there, Plato, Aristotle, and Socrates. And that is where we left off with Artanis having those three gentlemen introduced to him.
I give a slight respectful bow and say, it's an honor to meet you all.
Plato pipes up first and says, no, the honor is ours, certainly. You are, as Minister Estrella has sent word forward, the bearer of the Codex, are you not? The Codex Dryadless? You hear then Socrates chime in before you're even able to answer, and he says, now, Plato, you know that is jumping to conclusions. You have no basis for thinking that it is the Codex Dryadless. That is a wild speculation that you have yet to put forward demonstrable evidence to draw that conclusion. Aristotle pipes in at this point and says, oh, we all have our theories. You know, you have to pick a side eventually, don't you, Socrates? And he says, no, I most certainly do not. The most honest answer when one does not know something is to say one does not know in light of no evidence. To do otherwise is irrational. And they begin to go into, for like over the next 5 minutes, philosophical debate.
I watch it with amused appreciation for a few minutes before I decide to just kind of...
At least 3 logical syllogisms are presented and struck down in the time that you sit there and watch, in proper syllogistic form as well. But eventually, Aristotle says, all of this is moot. We have the object here. And they turn back to regard you, Artanis.
and I will it to kind of just
But the
swirl the pages.
one thing that you get out of this is that according to these three, there is apparently debate and not consensus on whether or not this. Apparently, there are more than one codex that exists, and there's no consensus between at least these three that this is the Codex Dryadless. That it could be a different codex potentially.
Is there a method to test?
We believe so. Socrates says an untested method. The two of them glare back at Socrates. And they say, well, each of us has our own theories on, or Socrates says hypotheses. The other two roll their eyes. And they correct themselves and say hypotheses on what codex could have been on the island. Would you mind presenting it?
I kind of will it to hover in the air between us.
They begin to examine it closely, and the three of them begin to cast all sorts of divination spells at it. They appear to be capable practitioners of the arcane in their own right. There is much discussion and debate between all of them, and they turn back to you and say, well, Socrates and Plato kind of push Aristotle forward a little bit, and he says, it would appear that perhaps I was, and he turns kind of slightly looking over his shoulder. He says, might have been premature in declaring to Estrella that the codex mentioned in the ancient treaty was the Codex Dryadless. We do not believe that's what this is.
Interesting. What do you believe this is?
Well, Plato pipes in at this point. From the research that we've been able to do, we know of the existence from what recorded histories we were able to maintain after the war, the Great War between of the Titans, all those centuries ago. There is the Codex Automata, the Codex Dryadless, the Codex Ignis, the Codex Multiversalis, and what we believe this one to be, the Chronos Codex.
Oh no.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure this will go great.
Get our Bill and Ted.
When that declaration is made, you watch as the pages of the codex begin to swirl and come down and shift and collect themselves almost in a book-like form. Covers manifest, leather-bound covers manifest, and the pages begin to, as if blowing in a wind left open, flip back and forth until they come to a stop with glowing purple arcane runes on them, and the pages lift up, sort of forming an hourglass shape, and you can see suspended sand sitting in the hourglass shape, dropping from the top to the bottom of the shape of the pages. And it stops for a couple seconds. The pages flip some more as if blown in the wind, but come back to that resting state with the sand, but it's a different amount like it's a different sized hourglass to demonstrate different time, and it just keeps resetting this way after varying forms of time.
Interesting. It seems to respond to its name. Your theory appears to be correct.
Ismay is kind of standing off to the side, just flabbergasted, utterly confused by all of this. Just like, um,
Frankly, that's a fair reaction.
So
yeah, right.
what does this mean both for the item itself and I
Well,
suppose the leadership of the island?
well, um, Plato steps forward again and says, "I have a hypothesis that the codices were constructed by the gods at the end of the Titan War, and hidden amongst the world to be found and wielded by those worthy of wielding them to
So
affect greater change in Aegion."
there are 4 others out there.
That we know of. There may be more.
Interesting.
That we have, I should say, not that we, because Socrates kind of goes, he says, not that we know of, that we have records that indicate they might exist. And Socrates kind of,
Do you know of any more lore about them, specifically what each is intended to do?
what is that we know not. The only thing we've been able to piece together of the 5 we believe may exist are who their authors may have been.
And can you share that?
Certainly. We believe the author of the Codex Automata was Hephaestus. The Codex Dryadlis being Artemis. The Codex Ignis being Apollo. The Codex Multiversalis being authored by Hermes. And the Chronos Codex, we believe, was authored by Athena. One of her little known domains. She is one of her domains is the recording of information, and as such, what is recorded more than the passage of time.
Bill, I got Dryadlis, Automata, Chronos, and Ignis. What was the 5th one?
Multiversalis.
That was
Multiversalis.
Hermes.
Yes.
Thank you.
We know not what they do, only that they we know not what they do, only that they hold great knowledge and power.
Then they are certainly worthy of study. And I like, are there like actual words or readable runes appearing on the pages that indicate anything to me?
Um, it's still in a like, you understand the characters. It's in Celestial,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like it's written in such a way that, like, you can tell that there's some sort of code or cipher that you have to know in order to decipher it. Like, without, you have to try. It's a it's the characters are celestial, but they're in nonsensical order. So, which indicates to you, and the 3 philosophers would agree with you, that there has to be some sort of key or cipher that you need to learn in order to translate it. Essentially, it's like what's the word I'm blanking on right now?
National treasure.
No,
No, it's a like not like a secret language, but like
Dead language?
no, not a dead language. It's I'm blanking on the word, but like
No.
there's yeah, it
written in code.
requires yes, it's written in code. Thank you.
Encryption. Okay.
An encryption. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Encryption. And without knowing the key, essentially meaning like this character actually means this, it reads as gibberish.
Gotcha. So, is there any more that you're aware of? Anything that we could?
Other than the spells, other than the things you've put into it, which are clearly
Sure.
clearly understandable by you,
Is
because you
there
would have had to
anything?
transfer all your spells into this to have it act as your
Gotcha.
spell book.
And
And
so
the
I asked him,
book
is it?
floats just like in front of you, not sprawled open, but just like open, like it just kind of is there in front of you, hovering open. And as you kind of like think of a spell that you want to cast, it just kind of like automatically on its own flips to the page. Make an intelligence check for me, or an investigation if you're proficient.
13.
13. Yeah, it flips to whatever spell you're thinking of that you might want to call upon. It just kind of like flips open to the page, and that altered hourglass shape with the falling sand. That's not in the container. It's just the page is shaped to look like an hourglass as it falls through. And then once it finishes, it resets and goes back.
Gotcha. I try to will it to kind of do what it used to do, which is spread out into the separate pages and then wrap around my arm and see if that still works.
It doesn't. That appeared to be. It appears that was some sort of altered form to throw people off.
Interesting. Well, you've already triggered a change in it. Is there anything else we might do to study it, and or any other knowledge you might have about it that might help unlock its secrets?
If you wanted to leave it here for us to study, we certainly put all of our effort towards it, Socrates says.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that I feel that I may have need to maintain possession of it, but while I'm in town, I'm more than happy to study it together.
Well, that would be most gracious of you. We understand that you, to facilitate this mutually beneficial agreement, we understand that you are quite the practitioner of the arcane yourself, and a bit of a wanderer and adventurer. And we wanted to open our facilities. If you would allow us, when you are in town, to study this in conjunction with you, we would like to make our facilities here at the Academy open to you in every way that we can. In addition, while you are a mutually beneficial another mutually beneficial arrangement that we might be able to make, the Academy's alchemy division is always on the look for monster bits for practicing and brewing and whatnot. So any potion and monster pot ingredients that you might be able to acquire on your journeys, if you were to return them, bring them back to us properly preserved, of course, we would be more than happy to pay a fair compensation for such things.
Like this, and I pull out the Medusa head.
They kind of that certainly would be one, yes. Something like that, absolutely.
I showed you my head. Please respond.
Is there?
It does seem Socrates pokes it, and he says it does seem a bit uh,
Drippy.
ripe.
It,
I'm not sure it.
It is difficult to store these things as we journey. Is there
Do you not have
anything that
preservation? Do you not have proper preservation jars?
I don't? Were stripped of all of our worldly belongings shortly before we first arrived in Relos.
That's terrible. We would happily sell you a fair supply, as well as the corks to stop them and the wax to seal them.
Excellent. I should ask, or I should make one thing clear. That is uh, an agreement I need before we can proceed with our mutual study. And that is any knowledge that we gain. I won't ask you to use it directly for the benefit of the people of Tilrune, but we have to come to an agreement that it cannot be used against my people.
I don't foresee that being an issue. That's we don't often. I will admit we don't often have interaction with those um, of your species.
Well, I hope to change that someday to all of our benefit.
That could be most agreeable.
Excellent.
I'm sure
And
there's much we could learn from one another,
I
says
believe so.
Aristotle.
I quite agree. Shared knowledge, when possible, I think is always to mutual benefit.
The three nod in unison and say, "We would agree."
Excellent. I should ask one more thing. As my capacity to frequently return and spend time studying with you all can be severely hampered by my propensity to be knocked unconscious in combat. Is there anything that anything you might be able to do to
Brava.
mitigate that risk?
Brava, man. Brava.
Do you have any anti-getting clocked potions?
What one of them asks you, Socrates asks you, he says, if you don't mind my query, what circle of arcane magic have you been, how high up the circles of arcane magic have you been able to master?
At this point, I have reached the second level, or the second circle of magics.
Well, Socrates says, I have something I believe I could teach you, if you would be open to it, as does my compatriot. I believe he may have something that might help with that.
Excellent.
And they will provide you with two spells that you can copy into your spell book. Should you have the, should if you'd like to purchase the inks and other materials from them, they'll happily provide them.
Sure.
They'll happily sell them to you. But they will allow you to copy from their own personal spell books the blur spell
Cool.
and Misty Step.
Yee.
I had the one, but one new spell is much appreciated.
You do have the one?
Yeah, I had Misty Step and Mirror Image, but I figured I'd ask.
Ah, all right. But yeah, they he goes, oh well, if you already have that, then I guess that's uh never mind.
Well then, shall I
Oh,
certainly
whoa, hold on. I have this might help. And he will flip to another page in his book and says, "I don't know if this is exactly what you're looking for, but and he shows you an invisibility spell."
Excellent. That will come quite handy. Thank you very much. I certainly would, if possible, like to purchase some inks and some storing jars from you, but beyond that, I'm more than happy to spend some time studying this codex.
All right.
Yes.
They say great, and they will take any time you can give them. They inform you that when you come back, they will clear their schedules and reschedule other stuff in order to study this thing with you. So don't worry about that. Whatever time you can give them, they will take advantage of. Because this is kind of like the thing on the planet to, as far as they know, to study. Like, so it's like, oh, you found the Ark of the Covenant? I'm sorry, I'm busy with other things. I don't want to really.
I have
Um,
a department meeting that I need to go to.
I had a prior obligation. My bad. Oh, the Holy Grail! You found that? I'm sorry. I really wish I could help out with that, but
Like I got
no,
a
yeah,
dinner date. Oh god.
make
So yeah,
a Arcana check with advantage from their assistants
awesome.
as you study the Codex.
Dirty 20. Nope,
Dirty
22.
22.
Yeah.
You figure out the time, the hourglass shifting time when it opens to certain spells that you will it to. The first dropping of the sand indicates casting time. The second dropping of the sand, if it is one, a spell that has a duration, shows how long it can last. So essentially, if you were to like cast an invisibility spell and you open up the codex to look at it, it shows you a timer of like how much time is left on the invisibility spell on you.
Sweet.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Giving an alarm it's over like
Yeah.
ding ding.
Pretty much any amount of time. Obviously, I'll periodically go back to the inn and check in with the team. But anytime we essentially agree to stay here, that I am not eating or
That's
sleeping,
what
I'm
you
pretty
get
much
just
gonna be
from that's what you get from today. As far as purchasing those supplies, how much did you want to buy?
I have like 1,000 gold to burn.
So
And nothing
how
else to
much
spend
do
it
you
on.
want to buy of each?
How much do the jars cost? I should ask.
That's what I'm looking up right now.
While you're doing that, the other thing that I would do while I'm there is anything that either I can trade for or leave with them to make use of from the Medusa head, RP vocal cords. I will do that rather than let them rot and carry around with me.
You also have manticore spines, if you wanted to
Yeah.
drop those with them.
Luckily, the manticore spines are essentially bones, so they're not really going to go bad. The other things have, unfortunately, at this point, soured beyond beyond use.
Poopers.
But you've
So learn
learned
gentle
now that
repose.
that would have helped. You've also learned now that you need such, sort of preservation things in order to keep them.
Sure.
So, lesson learned. Where is it?
And I suppose I should also ask if the alchemy division is able to help provide us with any kind of healing potions.
They are not willing to part with any healing potions.
Okay.
The majority of potions. So
You explained it to us in the beginning that they're
did I
extremely rare.
explain it to you? Did I?
Yeah, they're
They'll explain.
extremely rare.
Yeah. Did I explain why they're extremely rare?
Yeah, because it's extremely low magic compared to our last game.
No, I don't think you told us the
No.
world mechanics about it.
Hmm.
All right, so they explain to you that, and you would kind of know this, Artanis, but um, the only way to make healing potions is from the juice of the golden apples that reside in the forest at the base of Mount Olympus, which are guarded by angels. And if you go in there and try to pick fruit, they will kill you. Um,
No.
so you literally teams of individuals who are hired to try and run in there and steal the golden apples so that they can be brought back to alchemists and uh, squeezed into juice and fermented into healing potions. That's the only way to make healing potions, which is why they're extremely rare.
Damn.
Well, I guess we're making a trip to Mount Olympus, guys.
Absolutely not.
No.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Dommel?
Each vial is 2 gold pieces.
And just sort of out of character, like, are we just gonna roll? Do I need to pick like different sizes, or can we just assume they'll be big enough to hold whatever I come across?
Yeah, well, like we don't need to get that in depth with it, but essentially, like, imagine each one is like, you know, like,
Okay.
uh,
And so like,
yeah,
like with the tails, like I have 15 tail spines, right? I wouldn't need to put one in each jar. I could put them all in
you
one jar,
don't
right?
need to put those in a jar at all because they're bone, so
Well,
they're not.
yeah, no,
Gonna go
I
bad.
meant like the harpy vocal cords, right? If I'd had multiple
Yeah,
of those.
so yeah, so it would be like, depending on the thing, like if it's the brain of something, it's probably, or the heart of something, it's probably 1 per jar.
Okay.
Per preservation jar. If it's something smaller, like vocal cords or testicles, or I don't know, something like that, then you could
That's where
probably
your
fit
mind goes, huh?
multiple into. I don't know why it went there, but that's where it went.
His bits
Um,
and pieces go in the same jar.
but if it's smaller stuff like that, then you could fit multiples into a single jar. And you only need the jars for stuff that's like obviously fleshy, meaty stuff that could go bad. Things like bone and claws and talons and stuff you don't have to preserve. They're not gonna go bad.
Okay. Well, then to keep it simple, I'll get like 20 of the vials and like 600 gold worth of ink.
There you go. They happily sell it to you. All right, so I guess you guys need to have as a party, need to have a conversation about how long you guys are hanging out in Rallos before you head to um,
What's his face?
Meridia.
Meridian.
Would you guys like to see the world map?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'd give us a
Alright.
good idea of what,
Oh,
how far and how long. All right, guys. So here's the deal. We got to go around these mountains here, and then it's a straight shot to Mount Olympus for those apples.
Nope.
What?
This is gonna be the running joke, guys. This is the running joke. I hope you like it.
Never mind.
No matter where we are, golden apple. If we use the boat, how long should it take?
12 days, it looks like.
It's 12 blocks. Or
12 blocks. So yeah, it'll be 12 days. So it'll be about almost 2 weeks to get to Meridia, and then we have to on foot go into the wood. Correct? That's where he is.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Did we get an idea of how deep in the wood?
I think that's something we'll have to figure out once we get to Meridia.
Well, if I remember correctly, Bill, the one-handed made it out, and he sent word, so he could show us
yes.
exactly where
the
he's got
one-handed. The one-handed was the one who escaped. He is in Meridia, looking for, because there's a lot of adventurers come out of Meridia. So
Got
he's
it.
there looking for someone to help him rescue his his compatriots, and sent word to Estrella, who's a old adventuring buddy of his, um, to see if there's any way she could, you know, lend
Help.
her help.
Yeah.
Don't
Step one.
suppose we can really afford to wait very long if they're like the rest of his people are fighting for survival.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, step one is to get to Meridia.
I had a couple of things I wanted to buy in Ralos, but I should be able to finish them up just in the morning.
Okay. I don't really see a reason to stay any longer than the morning and head out
Nope.
late morning, early afternoon,
Yeah.
noonish, and then head to Meridia. We should get
Just
there in 12 days ish. If in case nobody rolls any shit rolls.
I mean, somebody can also take the morning to try and liquid. We have a bunch of jewels still that we haven't
Oh yeah, I'll
turned into gold pieces.
I'll do that if anybody wants to join me.
Sure.
All right, so it sounds like you guys are just gonna handle a few quick errands in the city and then
Head off.
head out.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything we need to do for the boat? Did the boat need to be repaired at all for the damage it took while we were out, or no?
Also,
It
did
didn't take any damage.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure
Did
because
our-
I thought it did get hit by the Swahagan with the H.
did
Oh, that's superficial damage. It's not, you know.
Okay.
be like
All right,
Taratana?
then yeah.
Did you pick up any maps?
I believe we
Maps
have
on.
this map, right, Bill? I bought this map.
Yes, yes, you have
Technically,
this
this is the
map
map
that
we're
you're looking
staring
at.
Maps
I think-
are one of the things I wanted to go look for tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Do we know if there's a map for where we live now?
No, we'd have
Almost
to make one
certainly
ourselves,
not.
basically.
Yeah,
That's
almost
what I was
certainly
wondering.
Otherwise, I
That's
meant
what I
like
was
the deadening
wondering.
one specifically.
So maybe we should get a map of. See if we can find a map for Meridia or the Deadening Woods area while we're here. If we can't find one, then we'll try and find one in Meridia if we're gonna go look for maps, and potentially one for Ralos,
All right.
since these are the cities that we frequent so much at the moment.
So why don't we do this then? If you guys have some uh, shopping you want to do, let's do that real quick. What do you? So you want to sell your jewels? How much? How many? How much in jewels do you have?
We have 1,650 gold pieces total worth of jewels. We have 350 gold rubies, 6 100 GP sapphires, and 1250 GP emeralds. Comes out to
Alrighty.
1,650 gold.
1,650. You would absolutely be able to just turn that into 1,650 gold if you'd like.
That sounds good. Why don't we split that up and that be party spending money? Like as in like each one of us get that.
I mean, we all got 1,000 from the last island as well, but we can
We still have
totally
it.
do that. I guess.
I mean,
Do you-
unless you had
like,
unless you had an idea.
does anybody need anything that's like more than 1,000 gold right now?
Not right now.
Yeah. Oh,
Like, do you want to use that for the maps and stuff then? Because it's just the reason I say is so it's less of a unless you're going to put it in the big giant party fund.
Yeah, we can keep it separate. The big party fund right now is mostly just like the money that we need for getting all of our infrastructure stuff set up when we get back to the island.
So if you want to keep it separate and you're okay with that tracking wise, I'm cool with that.
Sure.
Just whatever helps make it easy on you.
I
Because
don't
I
care.
used to do it and it sucked. So maps and your.
So you guys are able to turn those coins into gold, easy. You're looking for maps of the Deadening Wood.
And Meridia.
Making in somebody and Meridia. Meridia is a map of Meridia is easy enough to find. It costs you 1 gold. It
I'll
is
spend that.
yeah.
Sure.
For the map of the Deadening Wood, somebody can make one of you can make a investigation check.
Wait,
I have
wait.
+5 here, but
One of us is in Dommel or me or the group.
One individual from I assume you guys are all together.
I could aid
Yeah, I
somebody.
didn't know who came with us.
Why
I am
don't
not-
you
not-
have investigation proficiency, right, Mel?
Yes, and with the expertise right now because of that's what's my
Awesome.
extra.
Blurt will aid you, and Donald will give you guidance because Blurt has proficiency in investigation.
Okay.
Because he's a boss.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Don't shit talk Blurt. Blurt's, a badass.
No,
now.
I'm talking up.
Blurt,
He is.
Blurt did
He's a
great
fucking
last
boss.
session.
Okay.
He's a fucking boss.
Yeah. Blurt was busy living his best life last session.
You get a crit. You get a crit. And you get a crit.
19.
19.
All right, so you find out there are not a lot of maps in general aren't a they all have to be made by hand and stuff, so they're not like they're not super easy to come by. There aren't any maps that you can find here in the city of the Deadening Wood. It's not because you rolled poorly. Like there isn't a map like the best you can find is like the map you have where somebody pulls out like a world map like the one you have and they're like there's the Deadening Wood. Like there isn't one that they from what you hear and what you learn from some of the map makers is that there's the Deadening Wood has that name for a reason. There are a lot of dangerous things that live there, and a lot of people have tried to settle there. There are some tribes that are able to make a living there, but it's a dangerous place.
It's basically the Parchwood. It's this world's version of the Parchwood.
Pretty much.
Okay. Come back and shake her head at me. We've got nothing out there.
All right.
Is there anything else you guys would like to purchase before leaving Ralos?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, why don't we get a map of Rallis as well? Or the surrounding area of Rallis.
If you want, that's fairly easy to
And
find.
severed tips.
Cost you another gold piece.
I'll spend that.
All right, you have a map of Ralos and the surrounding area. It's almost more like one of those. John, you remember those like tourist Saratoga Springs tourist maps?
Yeah.
Is a little bit like that. I mean, it's accurate and everything, but it's a little, like.
Why is there an
touristy?
owl?
Like,
Oh, look, they have an
like,
Epcot here. That's nice.
Like here's the the Philandros Academy of Magic, and here's the
And here's Aristotle's workshop. Ooh, let's go
Exactly.
there.
But you're able to get one. What else?
I wanted to buy the material component for Summon Beast, which is a feather, tuft of fur, and fishtail inside a gilded acorn worth at least 200 gold pieces. I don't know why it's that, but
That's so weird.
It sure
That's
is.
interesting.
Why?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Um,
He goes to try and take some feathers off of Ravina, and she bites
I
him.
definitely do not.
It's consistent with
Uh,
Druid's interest in gold.
yeah. Artanis, you're able to hook up with Artanis, and he takes you over to the Philandros Academy of Magics, and they take you over to their natural magic division, wing of
Hopefully, you bought
their
him dinner
academy.
first before they hook up.
And they don't have one readily available, but if you wait for a couple of hours, one can be crafted for you for 200 gold pieces.
Sure, that sounds perfect. While I'm there, can I poke around and see? The other thing that I wanted to try and get was some sort of, if one is available to buy. I know this is maybe a bit of a reach. Either or a code of law for Ralos and the Republics, or a history of them.
Um, they tell you that both of those both of those things are available. From what they understand, based on your relationship with Artanis and your intention to return, they're not for purchase, but they would allow you to borrow them. However, those that's not a book; those are stacks of books.
Many, plural.
Yeah, the coded laws of Ralos is like a dozen tomes,
Perfect.
and the history of Ralos is way more than that.
I'll grab the first couple volumes of them and some
Sure.
and like a slate or some parchment to take notes on.
They happily will provide you with some parchment and stuff. They do ask if you're going to take the books that it doesn't have to be super valuable, just something, you leave something behind as like a whatever you deem
Collateral.
fit, they say, but like as a collateral.
Security
Right.
deposit.
Yeah,
Um,
it doesn't have to be money or something like that, but just something that
You
they
deem
that,
valuable.
that you deem valuable, that you know that you'd want to come back for.
I was going to give them my first staff, but I kind of used that for the flag on the beach in Aspida. Uh, I'll just give them 50 gold as a deposit.
They go, sure, that works.
Yeah.
They
I
get
don't
done doing
really.
this whole speech of like, it doesn't have to be gold, you don't, da, 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 but and then you hand them 50 gold. They're like, okay, that works. You know,
I didn't
fuck
really
that gold.
take any personal possessions with me that I can
Yeah, no
afford to
worries.
leave behind.
They are happy to agree to that, and they give you the first 3 volumes of each subject. And these are, we're talking like New York telephone book level, New York City telephone book level tomes here.
I struggle and attempt to carry them and make it about like 10 feet, and then I look at our tennis. Help, please.
I definitely help him uh, and use my mage hand as well to carry the burden.
Sure. Absolutely, you are able to do so. Anything else you guys want to grab before you set sail?
Hmm.
Yeah. There's something I'd like to do while they're at the library thingy. What is there like a temple for each god, or are there specific gods here and
There
others are not?
is there is up in the upper city where you've been before. There is a temple to the gods. There are some gods that, and this is kind of the way it is. There are smaller shrines throughout the city to individual gods, but uh, usually there is a temple to the gods. There are certain gods in certain different temples that are featured more prominently, but all the gods, regardless of their, for lack of a RP term, alignments, are represented.
Okay. I'd like to walk into the temple of the gods.
You do so. You go walk back up into the upper city of Ralos. Find your way back to this huge, like Parthenon columned construction. As you walk in between each of the columns, there are these enormous, like 12-foot tall marble carved statues of each of the gods. At the far end, the most prominently featured goddess here on a up on a plinth on a dais. The statue about twice the size as the others, with many offerings around the base of it, is the visage of Athena.
Okay. I'd like to walk up to the Hephaestus one.
You walk over to it. There is an image there of the bearded Hephaestus standing over his anvil with his head pointed, looking down, and his hammer raised over his head.
Yeah, I'd just like to do a prayer and give thanks. And how far away is the Ares one?
It's it's like opposite kitty corner behind you on the other side.
Opposite kitty corner.
Yeah, it's like behind you on the far side, because they go down each side, like
Uh-huh.
both the right and left side, and
Uh-huh.
so if you've got and they're all facing inward, so you're facing on the right hand side about halfway down the middle. Hephaestus is. If you were to turn over your left shoulder, you would see the Ares as depicted as him in like a heroic pose, wielding a giant weapon with a battle cry, with a angry battle cried look on his face in his armor.
All right, I go walk up to that one and I just ask for protection because it's obvious we're going into battle. I mean, the god of war, but I don't know if he's the god of battle. And I kind of have like this conversation with myself, and then just finally just be like, whatever. Anyways, yeah, um, just yeah, look out for us. Thank you for not letting us die all those other times of being with us. Yeah, good job. And just turn around and walk away.
For sure.
I like that you told Ares, good job.
Good job, buddy.
Good job. Good game. Hey, good game.
Hey, GG.
Yeah.
Slap.
Yeah, Thorn's
slap the
not good at this.
statues. Yeah, you just slap
Yep.
the statue's butt real quick as you leave. Good
Mm.
job.
Good job, buddy.
I like the cut of your jib, sir.
Just dump Gatorade on. That's how they do it after war.
Yeah. The lead, the king or the general just gets dumped all over with wine.
So yeah, you do so, and you feel confident about what is coming. What is coming?
That's nerve-wracking and foreshadowing.
Anything else you guys would like to do before leaving?
Might see if I can pick up a scimitar.
What's that? You want to find a scimitar?
Mm-hmm.
That's easy enough to find.
Okay.
I don't know how much they are. Whatever the player's handbook says.
Okay. That.
Is how much it costs.
Cool.
But yeah, you're absolutely able to find a pre-made scimitar. If there's nothing else you guys want to do before leaving Ralos, Mel,
Mm-hmm.
when you wake up one morning, probably the morning you guys are going to leave, you look over to your left to your little like nightstand, um, and you see a uh, black onyx and silver like intertwined metal like circlet or headband, whatever would appease your aesthetic more. Um,
Hmm.
uh, uh,
Crunchy.
that is kind of like pointed, but would fit around the head. Um, that the intertwined bits have all this like curved, like, um, yeah, it's like all these lines, these like the intertwined two onyx and silver are very jagged in their intertwinedness, but the pattern and scrawled onto the metal is much more like gentle curves to the pattern. Um, and there is a little piece of wax parchment sealed wax parchment with sealing wax on it that has a um, familiar deity's symbol on it. That of a three-headed dog.
Yeah, I gotta pick up the circle first, whatever it is, and look over to the thing and slowly open it and read.
It says, remember to stay inside the lines.
Ooh.
That's
H.
ominous.
H.
Great.
But the tone you get from it is it's kind of like that. Good job. Remember to stay inside the lines.
Good job, know your place, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Remember to me,
basically.
maim you after my next meeting.
This is your 10 piety gift.
Yep. Guess we'll see what that is all about with my morning before we go.
You gonna go find Artanis and ask him to identify it for you?
After a long amount of thought, yes.
After a long amount of thought, okay. Artanis, would you like to use your new ability?
Yeah,
Your
I look
5
it over.
piety?
I'll be like interesting design, and then I will, at will, instead of through ritual, cast identify.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
The cover of the codex has a big owl on it, and just so you guys are aware, Artanis changed his deity from Artemis to Athena because it seemed to fit better for his character. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. This is another use of the identify spell. This is the Circlet of Thoughts, a wondrous item which requires attunement. The circlet has 3 charges. While wearing it, you can use an action and expend 1 charge to cast the Detect Thought spell. Save DC 13 from it. The circlet regains 1d3 charges nightly at dusk.
Enjoy.
This is
Responsibly.
another use of the Identify spell.
Great, wanting to be in other people's heads. That's going to be fun.
I
Thanks.
mean, now you don't have to listen to them talk out loud, at least.
I don't know which is worse.
Well, I guess you'll have to find out.
Fair enough.
I'll ask that you get my consent before you use it on me.
I'm not sure I want to know what's in your head either way.
Wise.
Alrighty, here we go. Sorry, I'm posting things for you. Boom, boom. There we go. Alrighty. You guys make it down to your ship, with where all your nameless crew members that you now have are waiting for you. And you
Nameless.
set sail.
Kind of nameless. Pleasure to meet you. There's one guy. His last name is Nameless.
Not coming up with 20 random names for a bunch of sailors on your ship that are going to be like 4 hit point people who are going to be super expendable and dieable if you get into a naval battle.
Yep.
You come with names for them if you wish.
Howdy, George. How's the family? Oh, good to see you, Brian.
Oh, the triplets, Ted, Fred, and Jed. Nice to see you again.
Oh, Jed, how's the wife?
She's pregnant again.
Why do you think I'm a sailor? Boy, gotta get the fuck away from her.
But you guys set sail on your 12-day journey from Moralos to Meridia. Is there anything you would like to do or any conversations you would like to have while at sea?
I scream that we're going to, like, after we get out of port, I scream that we're going to the island, and I want to see if anyone jumps ship.
You bitch! Out of character, you bitch!
We're going to the island, and
Nah, we heard that you cleared it. No, you can't do that again. All the triplets say.
Oh, Ted, Fred, and Jed, we can't get anything past you.
sharp as a tack. Those Jed, a little bit slower than the most.
But yeah, is there any conversations you'd like to have or any things you'd like to do while on your 12-day journey to Meridia? So what day did you leave on, Donald?
We left March 2nd.
March 2nd. All right.
So we will arrive, assuming all goes according to plan, March 14th.
There you go.
Okay.
I would say probably halfway through the journey. Also, we'll approach Artanis. Come on.
Hello?
And I'll bring him up towards the helm. I saw you've been doing your research and stuff on sailing practices or whatever.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm not one for books much, but I always learn by doing, so I step away from the wheel. How about a little practice?
Thank you very much. And I'll grab the wheel and yell, "Avast, me hearties!
No,
Bring me that horizon."
no.
Well, you always want to be able to do a pirate accent. It's just whenever you fucking get, it doesn't matter.
When are you just gonna make the character
Yeah,
you want
pirate.
to make,
Yeah,
like,
right.
accurate the
Be the
like,
pirate you want to be in the world.
like, yeah.
Be the swashboard that you want to be.
This would have been the
Swashboard?
perfect campaign for it.
Swashboard, yeah.
Um,
Swashbuckler bard combo.
Okay.
but anyway,
That was like a
you're-
washboard.
You're a dwarven face palm, and you actually hear the eyes roll inside of Ossel's head, and the instant regret.
Isn't that how you do
You
it?
can smell the instant regret that is pouring off of her with your elven senses.
Got it.
But yeah, you take the reins. However, for that day, because you're sailing, that day takes 2 days as opposed to 1 day when Ossel's sailing, because he's got the favored terrain.
We don't seem to be making quite the progress that we do when you're in charge.
Well, it's your first time. You'll get better at it.
Thank you for the confidence.
But you don't crash into anything, and
Oh no, I stand
you
next to him,
remember
like-
all the terminology. You remember all the terminology and shout out the correct orders to the crew as you go. You do well.
I stand next to him like an overprotective dad teaching this kid how to drive, and like hand one on the wheel, and like, all right, like, all right, we're gonna just, we're gonna go away from the shore. All right, all right.
But yeah, that absolutely happens. And also you gain a piety.
That makes 10.
Yay!
That makes 10.
Nice.
All right. The next morning, the day after Ossel, that you do that with Artanis. As you come back up to the to take the helm for the day, you see a pair of boots sitting underneath the wheel with a rolled up kind of soggy piece of parchment with a wax seal on it of a trident.
All right, gross. I pull out the parchment, open it, and I read it.
It's not actually soggy. It's that, you know, like when you leave like some paper money in your pocket and you wash it, and then you pull the money out to like let it sit dry, and it gets like crinkly, and like that's what it feels like.
So moist.
Yeah, but it's had some time to dry. But as you crack the seal on the parchment and open it up, it says continue to bring out others' love of the sea.
I'll just tuck the note away. I'll take my boots. I'll take my old boots, and none of my boots are gonna fit these giant gentlemen that are rowing our boats that I assume are in peak physical condition. I'll just throw my boots in my bag and slip mine on.
Slip your new ones on. Do you attune to them?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Because you didn't get them identified, you guys do not get the identify spell voice.
Alas.
But these are awesome boots. They are like a gray, almost like rubbery material, and coming out of the back, like they come up to like just below your knee, and coming off of the back on your calf are like these two dorsal fin things. And these are boots of the shark. A wondrous item which requires attunement. While attuned to the boots, you can breathe underwater and have a swim speed of 60 feet. You also have resistance to cold damage.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's
Nice.
fancy.
Ooh. Shiny.
Mel, you get inspiration for that pun.
Yeah.
Can I take it away because I didn't approve of it, or no?
No, you cannot.
God damn it. Oh well. I will continue to try to stifle Damo's love for the sea for the rest of the trip.
You can certainly try.
Just disappear.
And so by the way, those of you who got your 10 piety items, so long as you have at least 10 piety, those items will stay magical. If you ever drop under 10 piety, they lose their magical properties.
Mm-hmm.
Hustle doesn't just walk around barefoot. Definitely.
No, yeah, yeah, that would be hilarious. Like you wake up, like you have gangrene because your feet have been frozen off because you're in the mountains, and I'm just like, fuck me.
All right. Is there anything else? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So, like, I usually don't move the boat. This is just for my ADHD. So we don't move the boat until we get to our destination. Like, are we
Yes.
there, or is it like, was it clear sailing?
You don't know yet. That's why I was going to say, is there anything else anyone would like to do during the journey? I know, Donald, you do that. Which Sven's voyage.
We'll
This is
start with the
alternating
history one.
between reading, then start with the history one.
Yeah.
I'm
not asking you to like recite the history of Ralos and the Republics to me or anything. It's just so that if we need it down the line, I have something that's can serve as a reference.
Okay, sure. Then I won't
So,
lore dump on you.
you can lore dump on me later, but I know Flint has
right, I'll
Flint
lore
has a
dump
hard
on you
time.
later.
Flint has a hard time cut. So
Sorry.
Yeah. So, all right. Is there any other things you would like to do or conversations you would like to have on your 12-day or 13-day now journey?
Yeah, I'd like to work out again
Okay.
and keep in peak physical battle shape.
I just assume that that's always kind of going on, Thorin.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
also
it's
gonna
always
kind of be
going
doing
on,
that because I got to keep up with
but,
the
like-
routine, the new routine.
So if I see Mel doing it, I'll kind of go over and
Yeah. I just
and,
assume if Thorin has any free time, he's lifting heavy shit in the background. If he's not like
Always.
actively involved in the scene, like he's just in the background lifting
It's
heavy.
like, hey, what's Thorin doing? Oh, he's just lifting that pillar over there. What the fuck,
You
dude?
guys are having a conversation with an
We
NPC.
need that pillar.
Thorin gets bored, wanders off, and just starts picking up like random carts and stuff.
I understand that there was a few kids missing from the orphanage, and just Thorns in the background, just curling children.
The trench bolt now? What is this? Is this fucking Miss Matilda?
He's yeeting them off the dock into the water, and they're all like, "Yeah, me next, me next." And then he picks up the next one and tries to throw the next one even further.
That's happened in VR before between two himbos. It was great.
Yes, I have adopted all these children, and I am now throwing them in the water. Do I know if they swim? I do not know.
They appear to, because most of them come around for a second go. So,
no, but I go up to Mel and I converse with her on her working out and just kind of get little tips and tricks on what she does and give her some of mine and try and convince her to work out with me because it's a big thing for him.
Just from what you can see, excuse me, Mel's is a very different workout routine. It's much more of honing her flexibility and dexterousness than it is about developing like brute strength.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's also fine with working on strength-based stuff. She's a Zariel tiefling.
Well, yeah, obviously. yeah, both. But I'm just saying, like,
okay. So,
it's not that it's bad. It's just a very
Yeah.
different kind of workout routine than you're used to. than
Yeah.
what you're.
I'd love to see
You're a
fucking Thorin get
powerlifter.
flexible somehow, but
You're a power lifter and she does CrossFit.
yeah. As long as he doesn't want to like talk obnoxiously about his routine, she's mostly okay with it.
He doesn't slam his weights.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be noisy.
I have to slam. No, he goes up to her and just says, how about you show me something and I'll show you something.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Is that how this works?
I pretty much. I mean, you do a workout, I do a workout, and we just go back and forth and kind of. I don't know how this works.
think about it for a little bit and like,
Excuse me, sorry.
what else we gotta do? Fine. We got 12
So
days.
yeah, why not? I mean, I've been doing the same shit over and over again, and I need to broaden my horizon. I kind of do the rainbow imagination thing that SpongeBob does when I say that.
Yeah. Though occasionally she'll show him something that seems less what she learned from the Master Fandoms and more militaristic, it seems. Like a military exercise for soldiers. That might be more up his alley.
There you go.
So yeah, just throughout the entire time, we just do a back and forth session of she picks a workout, Thorin picks a workout, and then they just do them.
Totally.
If Mel is okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gym buddies. That's how we go. That's how we get in this.
Nice. Gym buddies. That's how it starts. That's how their friendship started. But yeah, totally. You do so. Anything else you guys doing on your trip? Got 13 days, so it's a bit of time. No?
I'm good.
All right.
Other than working out, not really.
All right. The 13 days go by without a hitch. No encounters this time on the sea. The weather gets progressively warmer as the days go on. The days get a little bit longer. And you arrive in the city of Meridia.
Ooh.
As I flip my notes. What you know of Meridia collectively, as you guys kind of discuss on the way there, Meridia is a city that borders the Deadening Wood. It has a population of just under 90,000. Its patron deity is Dionysus. The city's leader, you find out from Estrella before you leave, is Headmaster Lindal Cherrycheeks, a half-elf, gentleman who believes in creativity, freedom, and charity. The city is known as a place of art, creativity, and celebration. It produces the Republic's greatest performers, bards, and adventurers. Welcome to the city of Meridia.
Whoa.
With a giant statue of Dionysus.
Of course.
What would you like to do?
Okay.
We make port.
Yeah, let's get in harbor.
Yeah, let's go find the harbor master and pay. Oh, I guess we'll go. I guess I'll pay for a day worth of lodging in the harbor, and then we'll have to extend that once we meet up with
It's a gold piece for 3 days. That is the base rate for the
that's
harbor
super
here.
cheap. Can I buy this
That's,
harbor master? Period. Like this guy is.
He says he's not for sale, and that slavery was outlawed in Meridia centuries ago.
No, not it's buy. Yeah, buy as in possible employment, not being a dick.
He's a very literal gentleman.
All right, forget it then. I don't want to buy him now.
I don't want to buy him. Wait, why don't we
Uh,
buy the other guy? Because he was shady. He'll make us money.
No.
We're not buying any. Why would you buy a person?
As in, buy their services.
Is
I
that
thought
not
that
what
was
you're
the
doing
point.
anyways? Every time you go into port,
Yeah, but we need him for the island.
I don't think we need him. We don't have a harbor right now to have a harbor master for.
But we need a harbor master. Harbor.
But we don't have a harbor.
This is literally Thorin talking.
Huh.
I think
Oh,
this is a chicken or the egg thing, and neither answer matters at the moment, right?
Yeah, I'll give him 5 gold for out of the party funds for docking.
all right. He says it's 3 gold. It's 1 gold for 3 days.
I know, so that should give us 15 days, right?
All right. He pockets the gold and he asks for the ship's name and if you have any cargo to declare.
Um, it's the Iron Serpent, and we just, I guess, 25 souls. That's it.
with
All
lots
right.
and lots
He
of drink.
marks that down and says, uh, uh, enjoy your time in Meridia.
Thank you.
Is there a popular tavern in particular?
Uh, he says that indeed there is. It is called the Ruby Monkey.
The Ruby Monkey.
It is a tavern and venue.
Venue.
Is
What?
you willing to point us in that direction?
He gives you directions.
Excellent.
Hey, Val. What's a venue?
I assume like we have those displays, the war dances, and the like a meat hall, meeting place for joy for everyone.
Oh, oh. So there'll be food and drink.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, if it's like a meat hall, will there be fighting?
With you, it's almost a certainty that there'll be fighting.
Yeah, well, that's good news then. I want to go.
All right,
Little
you guys
bird.
begin to make your way through the streets of Meridia. The city is alive with activity. There are street performers at every corner, jugglers, musicians, mimes, just all manner of street performers, singers, people reciting poetry, people doing puppet shows. Uh, just all manner of street performers. There is, at the same time, in the cacophony of a city, there is also merchants selling their wares from carts and from stalls and from storefronts, and people going back and forth. You see um, the most motley of crews everywhere you look. Warriors and academics and shady individuals all hanging out together, walking the streets, going this way and that, handling business. Some of them carrying the body parts of slain creatures. Um, the smells are of spice are abundant as you make your way through the streets, um, uh, and everyone, every other person that you see seems to be carrying some sort of vessel for a liquid, and the thing that they are sipping on is not water; it is resin in color. As many people are rosy cheeked and laughing and enjoying themselves.
Osel is just gonna gawk at people like this is what a port city should look like, and This is her dream.
These people seem to have much different character than in Rollo's.
It's perfect.
They're really noisy.
Very
They
noisy.
certainly are.
Wait, so Bill, you said that they were carrying. What were they carrying?
It's like
Everybody's
open
got-
carry. It's like open carry
Everybody's
around.
got
Everybody's
something
got
sick.
like either a jug or a goblet or a thing
Oh,
of wine.
It's
Like
fucking
yeah,
Mardi
full-
Gras on this
It's
motherfucker.
yeah, it's full
I
on
thought
Mardi
you
Gras
said
up in this bitch
monster
every
bits.
day.
I was like, monster bits? What?
No, some it looks like there are other adventuring parties, like you guys, like a wizard and a fighter and a rogue and a cleric, like walking down the street carrying like monster bits to go turn in a quest.
Got it.
Mostly human. Like what's the ratio look like?
It's mostly human, as is most of the republics. You see quite a few more dragonborn represented here. There's
Here.
you see more than one tiefling, Mel, making their way through the streets. Quite a few halflings and gnomes as well in the city. Um, more than you've seen elsewhere. Um, and a few of mixed blood heritage between elf and human, Donal and Artanis, that you see. Some half elves.
Interesting. Didn't realize so many of our people ventured this far out.
We don't see any elves, do we?
No elves.
What about dwarves?
You see the odd dwarf here and there,
Odd dwarf.
but never by themselves. Always in like groups of like 5, at least. Probably ship crew. Probably not raiders. Probably traders.
Who's
Long haul
off
traders.
who's off season is it? Like which
Whose
clan
off
has
season is it?
out of all
That would be flip, 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 flip. That is a good question. Uh, oh no, wait, hold on. Battle, battle hammer.
Battlestar Galactica.
cool. I not hit Thorin because I don't want him to fucking set off again. But I have Thorin, and I just go. We could see if they're gonna make port back. We could let them know that. Let Mom know that we were right, and I just go sprinting towards the dwarves.
I sprint with her. Like, I wait for me.
All right, the two dwarves in your party just spin off in a direction.
Heading off towards the other dwarves.
Yes.
I'm not stopping them.
All right.
I'll.
I follow, see what's going on.
You follow.
right. The elf follows the dwarfs to go talk to the dwarfs. This should be.
That should be fun.
Facepalm.
Yeah, you run over, and you can see there's a group of 6 dwarves who are haggling with a merchant. Each of them kind of piping in at different moments to like haggle back and forth. and this is the dwarven mead, son. This is the best mead you can find. Like, this isn't just the same swill that you get out of like Rouse. And you come up behind him as they're all looking the other way.
I just say in Dwarven. I mean, it's not like the meat that the Frostbloods make, the Frostbeards make, but it's probably all right.
One of them stops and turns around and looks you up and down and says, Frostbeard mead tastes like seawater. And he spits.
Oh fuck!
Hey. That seems quite rude, considering you're seeing your kin so far out from home.
Well, us Battlehammers are making a trading run. Don't know what someone who's supposed to be raiding is doing this far south.
We were captured by Clanless and sold into, or going to be sold into slavery. We killed our captors, and we are now
Allowed yourself to be captured by Clanless.
Yeah, we did.
Wow.
No wonder you haven't come back yet.
Try to make a good story of it. Where are you guys heading off to after this?
Back home. Takes a while to get around Olympia.
I mean, you have the right captain, not really, but I could see how someone of, and I kind of look down at him. Your station, it would take us quite a while. I mean, you don't know.
And looks up at you and says, I won't have Miana besmirched by someone who allowed themselves to be taken alive by Clanless.
What you gonna do about it then?
I stand right behind her, looking the most intimidating motherfucker in the area. Like, do something. Do something. I dare you.
He looks at you, and you watch sorry. As um as he takes his left hand, pulls out a dagger with his other hand, cuts across his palm, and wipes blood down the one side of his face. And you know, as a dwarf, that is a duel challenge.
A what?
Challenge. He's challenging you to a duel.
So fucking lootly, I take out.
I do. Wait, is he challenging her or is he challenging me?
Challenging her also to a duel.
Oh.
Oh, 100%.
He's staring at her when she does
I will not slip my hand with Talon, because not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I will slip my hand with my battle axe as I fucking rake it across, and I whistle, and Ravina comes down and just perches on my shoulder.
And you watch as the other 5 dwarves begin to make like a semicircle around the group. He says, to the first, third, or fifth. You know that means that is this to the first blood, the third blood, or the fifth blood? Like how many times you have to draw blood to win?
Oh, fifth blood.
You know that the more insult you are, or the higher stakes the duel are, the higher you offer. So you understand exactly what's going on. This is from the Concordat of the 5 clans. Disputes between individuals that cannot be solved peacefully can be settled by duels, but not to the death. That is forbidden among your people. They can be to the first, third, or fifth blood, depending on the severity of the disagreement. The duels must be witnessed and agreed to by both parties. And you have a dwarf to witness for you. He has 5 to witness for him. The agreement is both bring the blood down to one side of your face. And so I need you to roll initiative.
Everything
Dun,
is legal in
dun,
Meridia.
Right.
As
hoping
street performers change tune to more fight music, like fight-like music.
I was about to ask if they'd do that.
Oh god.
That thing's in fucking
that-
initiative against one person.
It's a dueling commandments. It's just a dueling commandments from Hamilton.
Yeah. All right. What'd you get for your initiative?
18.
18.
It doesn't fucking matter.
He got 16. So you go first.
Dope. Talon and Battle Axe.
Talon and battle axe.
Yeah.
If you're dual wielding, I'm pretty sure if you don't have the feet, they both have to be light weapons.
Oh, I'll just do my.
So
One
you
of
get
them
two
can be
hand
a
axes.
light. One of them can be a light weapon.
No.
Isn't Talon a hand axe?
Yeah.
I believe if you don't have the feet, that they both have to be light weapons.
No, you can have one
Not-
regular and one light.
Regular one.
The feat lets you do 2 regular weapons.
Yeah,
Is the deal?
All right.
it lets you like do
Okay.
2 long swords.
Well, he's about to be fucked.
All right. So go ahead and make your attack rolls.
One is a 10, but one is a natural 19, which means it is a wound.
Yeah.
Which is a critical
that's
wound.
Yeah. Ooh, that's right. All right. So you draw first blood. You draw first blood.
Do I roll damage or no? It's just.
Oh, you don't roll damage because you're not trying to damage them. You're not trying to damage them. You're just trying to cut deep enough just to draw blood. In which case, I'm gonna say you're probably. And I'm sorry, the first time you crit with Talon, but I mean, unless if you want to, it would be considered extremely gauche by the rest of the dwarves here to like fully let Talon rip into this guy.
Or like 2
Gauche?
cuts at once, just kind of like beep beep.
Like you'd essentially
very
be
rude.
breaking the laws. You'd be breaking laws of the duel, like
Technically,
by doing so.
would it be an
Like 2
auto? Yeah, it would be 2 cuts. Technically, like it'd be a cut every round now because he gets an additional wound damage from Talon after
It's
this.
The damage keeps coming from the same wound.
Okay.
But,
All right. Yeah.
yeah.
Make your attacks. Then.
But all right, so you hit for one. Pulls out his battle axe that he wields two-handed, so he is gonna attack you. That is an 11.
Yes.
That's a miss. All right, back to you.
Oh, a little soft there, Battle Hammer. Oh, fucking. And another in Fuego. A 4 and a natural 20. So, fuck me.
Oh, all right. So that's 2
Jesus.
on him, to his none. So you leave another. So you leave your first cut, we'll say across his forearm. Your second cut across thigh, and he's looking frustrated now. So he's going to recklessly attack you.
You know, if you try hit me with your eyes open, it's a lot easier.
That is a natural 19 of his own. So you take your first blood.
There you
Take-
go.
Yeah. Your turn though. but you have advantage on these attacks because he was reckless.
Oh, great. That's definitely a hit, natural 17. And
Yeah.
then that's cocked. 14.
14 does not hit, unfortunately.
Right, one more.
All right, so you get one more on him. He is going to say, tide turns. You got a perception check. As he yells, the tide turns.
Nope, completely missed it.
All right. Another reckless attack. 19 to hit, which I believe hits
That
you.
hits.
So you got 2 wounds. He's got 3. It's back to you.
It's off. 17 and a 12.
17 hits. So he's got 4 wounds now. Where's this one across?
I let him go for like a big swing, and I just go behind him and I just nick him like right in the shoulder with like the edge of talon. Just
Yeah. All right, back to him. He's gonna reckless again at you. That's a natural 20.
Yeah.
So he hits you as so it's 4 to 3, and says it's gonna be a dramatic crack. Back to you. You just need to land one hit on this guy,
got it.
and you have advantage on both strikes because he was
Right
reckless
in.
again.
Strength. Oh yeah, natural 18 on the first strike.
Yeah. So on the first one, you don't even have to make the second one. Where's your 5th and final blood land?
I just grab him like he sinks the battle axe on my shoulder. I kind of just take my left arm and throw it over it, and I lock it into place. And I just stare at him, and I just take talon, and I just give him a little nick right on the cheek, just a nice horizontal slit, just right there, just as a remembrance for when he stares into the waters of who did it.
Yeah. You do so. And the crowd, he stops. The crowd comes to a quiet around you.
Oh, yeah, Astronoman, how you doing? Good to
and
see you.
He knows he's lost. You know he's lost. His crew knows he's lost.
How you
So he
been?
does what any respectable dwarf would do. He says, "I've been bested," and he presents you with his battle axe. It is up to you.
I'm sorry, I've been trying to
You have
focus on the
3
game
essentially.
as best I can.
Most dwarves choose from essentially 3 options. You can take the high road and just give him his axe back and say he owes you a favor. You can take the middle road and sell his axe back to him for the value of the axe.
I mean, to be fair, we're all dead inside, aren't we?
or,
That's really how
you
it is
can,
nowadays.
Be a dick and just keep it. And he just has to take a knee before you. You get to give him a little like, yeah, what's up? And then he has to walk away.
Rise. As we've not given a grand display this day. And I kind of go up the crowd and just, yeah!
Mm-hmm. The crowd goes, ah! What are you doing, Austin?
I mean, is it nicer than Thorin's battle axe? Probably not, right? Because Thorin's made
Well,
his.
it's a battle axe. Thorin has a great axe.
But is it like nice? Is what I'm asking.
It's of dwarven craftsmanship, so yeah.
Is it ornate?
It is I mean, it's not magical or +1 or anything like that. It's just a battle axe. It's a dwarven battle axe. It's well made, as all dwarven weapons are.
I'll let him keep it.
He says, I owe you a favor.
Rise, champion.
He stands and
Your an
says,
apology.
My apologies. Will you hold it, or would you like to call it a no?
I'll call it a now.
I'm at your service.
Our mother, Torga, the Three-Eyed of the Frost Spirits, is unaware that we were captured during our raiding season. On your way back, if you may inform the Frost Spirits that Thorin, son of Torga the Three-Eyed, and Asil, daughter of Torga the Three-Eyed, are safe.
I, Brunor Battlehammer, daughter of Truga, swear it. And if I be false, may I be made clanless.
Beastmaster
And he-
handshake.
Yeah, Beastmaster handshakes you and says, it'll be done.
I appreciate it. Let's go get fucking drunk. Oh, by the way, how much are you selling that mead for? Like, also mead.
He turns around and goes back to haggling with the shopkeep like nothing's happened. This is like in where you're from. This is a common occurrence. Like this kind of shit happens all the time.
It's
Yeah,
Bruna.
Wait. Did he just fight a guy or a girl? You said daughter.
Yeah, it's
And then you said
Bruna.
he.
Oh.
Sorry, I meant to say son of. I'm sorry.
Aww.
Brunor.
Okay.
Brunor
Okay.
Battlehammer, son
Bruna?
of Truga.
We don't make assumptions because of dwarven facial hair.
I apologize.
No. It's just you said he in the beginning, so I was like, oh, it's a guy, and then you said daughter. I was like, wait a minute, what?
No, we refer to ourselves under our mother's name. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, yeah, when you say son of or daughter of or scion of, it's you say your mother, not your father's name.
No, I know that.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so the dwarves leave amicably as they go back to haggling their wares with the merchant. As the two dwarves rejoin your company.
Handled yourself very well there.
Did you all just walk off, get into a fight inside of a minute as soon as you saw another group of dwarves?
Yeah, do you not do that when you see elves?
Shocking.
No.
Hey, I have a question, Dommel, because I haven't because I know they had glasses shops in Ralos, but do you need a pair? I could see if they have a pair around here because I believe you saw what happened, and the fact is I won.
Is that
Yes.
a common ritual amongst your people?
You
Very
told
common.
someone, and then you want a favor done for you. Yes.
Fascinating.
All right. Well, you do that.
Are we
Sometimes
done?
it's the only way to speak in our village.
That sounds like a very violent way to live.
Oh, we don't kill each other.
Yeah.
Only True
That's
Potato.
forbidden.
Hey, thank you so much for the raid. How you
Dwarves
doing?
don't
How was
kill
your
dwarves.
stream?
Just to talk?
Welcome to D&D.
Yeah.
Hey, raiders.
Ha-
I'm Flint.
See,
I'm a nerd.
we've
I'm a
had
musician.
conversations and
I
it's
play a lot
gone
of D&D
nowhere.
and do a lot of roleplay in VR.
So when
Welcome,
we-
welcome. Glad to have you. Welcome to
So
our Greco-Roman
when we
campaign.
get to the point where we just beat each other's faces and the other one seduces the other one, doesn't that just make it easier and we move along
How was
with the
your
rest
stream,
of our
friend?
lives?
Hope it went amazingly.
I don't know
Good.
how you more effectively communicate
session.
by fighting each
Nice.
other, though.
Well,
It
We
makes
just
total sense.
sailed
The victor
to a
is the
new
victor, so
city.
basically,
that's
no
very
matter
much
what point you were speaking of, the loser
Grushin
lost.
based.
They must.
And our two dwarven friends immediately
not
got
everything's
into
about winning or
a
losing.
duel. Won, and now we're
Everything is
continuing
about
where to
winning
go
or
out into the
losing.
woods.
I'd love to
So far, so good.
I'd love for you to
I'm
give
glad
me
your
a
session
speech
went
on
well.
anything that's not about winning or losing.
Suppose
our
it is a
8th
definitive
session.
way of making a decision.
Very, very easy way to make decisions.
Me.
Not always the right decision, but a very easy way to. And you go along with them if you lose,
There we go.
regardless if you agree with it or not. And as you can see, we are a thriving
Fix
nation.
this. There we go.
Huh.
You can't say
Okay.
I'm not wrong.
I certainly can, but now is neither the time nor
Well,
the
thank you very
place
much for the
that, I
follow.
think.
Well,
Welcome, glad to have you.
Again.
I mean, we could do this again. I mean,
Teach your dwarven
I
tradition. Artanis, would
Yeah.
you like to do dwarven tradition?
I would absolutely not like to learn more dwarven traditions. The last one with all the blood and the handshaking was enough for me, thank you.
I would, but I think we're here to find someone.
Oh, party pooper. Fine, let's go to this ruby monkey thingy.
Yes,
No time.
let's do that.
As you turn around, you see standing there, with their arms crossed, a rather large, uh, uh, a rather large, red-scaled, dragonborn woman, like 6'7",
Oh,
just
That's-
kind of looking down at you, all ripped up with a giant great sword slung over her back, and she's just kind of looking down at you, at all of you, and says, "Impressive."
Thank you. Much appreciated.
My name's Nofreet.
No
You're
freaks.
the crew of the Iron Serpent.
aye.
Captain.
Your reputation precedes you.
That's fast.
Very fast.
Good news travels fast.
My
Not
guild's
very fast.
my guild's leader, Electos, would like to speak with you. He has a
What-
job offering.
What guild is this?
It's known as the Vine.
Does that ring any bells to me since
Yeah.
I'm a guild artisan?
You
Since
can
Grandpa-
you can all make history checks if you'd like to see if any of you know what that is.
Let's
Mel, you
see.
can make yours with advantage.
Well-
History. Okay.
Donald, you have no idea. Artanis, you have no idea.
16.
I rolled a natural 20.
What's that?
I rolled a
Thorin?
natural. I rolled a
You
natural
rolled a
20.
natural 20. Mel,
But
what'd
it's a
you get?
but it's a -1, so it's 19.
Okay. Mel, what'd you get?
A 16.
16. Awesome.
4.
4. By the way, did you guys leave Blurt at the ship, or is Blurt with you guys?
Blurt's with us.
All right. So, Thorin, you, while you guys were out raiding, you were at one of your friendly one of the settlements that you're friendly and trade with, and you were getting super drunk with these guys who you just remembered were from Meridia, and they were telling you about this thieves guild in Meridia called the Vine.
Ah, right.
And how they're not really that bad of guys. They
Right.
just do things their own way.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Yes. Totally. Yes. Fine. Yeah. I know the Vine.
But anyway, that's the conversation you remember as you guys are all standing there. As she says, "The Vine, will you accompany me to the Ruby Monkey?"
I mean, we were heading that in direction anyways. Might as well.
Sure.
Very well.
All right. She begins to lead you through the streets until you find a few blocks later. You find yourselves in front of a rather large three-story tavern that you can hear from the coming from the inside, very lively music being played. As you go, and there's a sign hanging outside of what looks like uh, uh, ruby monkey. No words, just a ruby monkey, uh, like uh, like painted red, like carved into the wood as it swings back and forth. And as you come inside, imagine it's like Shakespeare's World Globe Theater, but a tavern.
Ooh, I want that in my life. Damn.
And there is a band with dancers on the stage playing. The place is filled to the rafters with people getting. It's like straight up Mardi Gras, yeah, in here. Um,
Nice, nice.
Rambunctious people.
Noisy.
Indeed.
Do we see any sign of a one-armed man?
Make a perception check. It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man.
Can I also get in on looking for or the one-handed?
Mm.
Sure.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
18.
18. Neither of you see a one-handed or one-armed man here.
Anyone with what was it? 6 fingers.
Finger.
No six-fingered men. But Nofrit like parts the crowd for you as you guys make your way through the tavern, past the performances. There are people in booths, just like wearing like the white togas, but there's so much wine spilled on them that they're kind of see-through at this point. There's people like in corners just like making out. It's full on Mardi Gras in here. Like it's every day's a party in
What beans do
Meridian.
we get thrown at us? That's our question.
You guys make your way through the crowd to a back area, and you get led down some stairs into a small chamber, across the way from which, sitting at a large table, is a human man, um, uh, middle-aged, balding on top, wearing very fine robes. Um, with quite a bit of like a gold ring on almost every, like a gaudy gold ring on almost every finger. Um, as he kind of sits back, and Nofrit like kind of gestures you into the room as she goes and stands behind him with her arms crossed. And he says, "Come in, my friends, come in. I am Electos. It is a pleasure to meet you."
Step in.
Arch your brow at the name
follow.
again, but step in.
He lifts up a snifter, sniffed on his desk, like a big flute of wine, and he says, "May I offer you refreshments?"
None for me, thank you.
I'm fine.
Not thirsty at the moment, but you seem to be seeking our assistance. How can we help you?
Indeed, I am. I am a purveyor of contracts. I've told, I've have little birds who tell me quite interesting things about you, and I believe you all have a particular skill sets that I would find useful in a job that I need doing. I would be willing to compensate you handsomely.
God.
You You see, I've been approached by an individual who wishes to remain nameless, wishing for us to acquire something for him. And he is willing to pay quite a bit of money to acquire this item. And I would be willing to split it with you 50-50 as a finder's fee for bringing you this opportunity.
I look around at the rest of the group. Does everybody seem to be curious as to what else he has to say?
Also,
The
this
moment he
lady
says
is-
50-50 for that, Mel is already starting to turn towards the
Mel's starting to turn towards where?
towards the door again.
I take it that
There
the current-
are, just so you're aware, there are 5 chairs there for you to, like, it's more like 2 benches, but there are places for you to sit if anyone, not saying that you have, but just if anybody wants to sit down across from him.
sat down and just has like her battle axe resting underneath her chin and just kind of just staring at him.
What's the item?
Well, I would be happy to explain everything to you once I knew that you were committed to the cause. Suffice it to say, the individual interested in acquiring this individual item is willing to pay 20,000 gold pieces for this item, which I'd be happy to split with you, as I said, 50-50.
It's an impressive chunk of coin there.
and
I'm
is this
Go on.
object currently in possession of somebody else?
It is indeed.
And would this person be unwilling to part with it?
I imagine so.
He wants half the money with none of the risk. I call bullshit.
and without telling us anything beforehand, so we can gauge what we're getting into.
Make so since several of you talked there, one of you can make either a persuasion or intimidation check with advantage because of the assistance from the others.
I got some intimidation in that shit.
Yeah, you want to go for the intimidation?
Yeah. Where's mine?
Intimidation is not my forte.
It is
Well,
mine.
I think Mel has good intimidation.
Whoo! Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You know, perhaps I'm being a bit unreasonable. Maybe I could fill you in a little bit just to whet your appetite. Those of you who are familiar with the area, the target is one Duke Petrilis.
You must
All
know
of
this.
you can make
Yeah.
make history checks.
11.
15.
11,
Someday I'll pass a history check.
18.
18.
Mel,
Mel,
getting all the intelligence rolls.
sorry, Mel, you have advantage, by the way. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, that's better. 19.
19? Okay, yeah. So Thorin and Mel, you specifically know, you've heard of this guy. He is a extremely wealthy noble here in Meridia who has a lot of sway, who's been vocal in his opposition to the aid being sent from here to Al Ruam. And has is also Thorin. You know the name. He is a a gentleman who often will come up with excuses to shirk on contracts with traders, some dwarven traders that he comes across. He's known in and among Meridia for not really treating his servants and employees very well. He's generally known as just a huge asshole, like a huge rich asshole.
Oh, that rich asshole? Oh, fuck him.
He is in possession of a particular marble statue, about the size of a melon, that unnamed client wishes to acquire. It resides within his estate here in Meridia. If you were to agree to the job, I have quite a bit of uh, intelligence on the domicile that I could provide you to assist you in this. I'm not just a middleman offering a job. I have my own assets that I'm bringing to it, which I believe warrants a 50-50 split. Guard patrol schedules, blueprints of his estate, things of this nature.
For blueprints. You dye
What's
the
that
parchment.
also?
You dye the parchment blue, and then you draw a building on it. That doesn't make any
I
sense.
don't know what the Bronze Era, you know,
Just
bear
schematics.
with me. Oh, just stay immersed. Come on. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Work with me.
That's
Work
like,
with me here.
Immerse,
Um,
damn you!
I've got a day job, all right? Jesus Christ, I'm not mad.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got a job.
Mel's gonna think it over for a bit and just... Assets are one thing, but risk is another. 60-40.
I agree with that. We're taking all the fall if we're to get caught.
You can make, depending on which way you're going, another persuasion or intimidation check with advantage since Thorin's helping you out.
Mm.
I can make
That
it if you
looming
want.
shadows. Wait, what's your
I'm proficient with
I got +5 intimidation.
I have. Yeah.
You
go
also
ahead.
have a new headband, Mel, or circlet.
That's
Go ahead.
true.
I'll give you advantage.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you've read the detect thoughts spell, but
I have not yet.
the only time they make a save is if you probe deeper. If you just want to read their surface thoughts, there's no save. It just happens. They don't even know that you're, but it's just whatever their surface thoughts are.
Do
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Worth
you
it.
cast detect thoughts on him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. His surface thoughts at the moment are uh his surface thoughts in the moment are just internal negotiations, which basically comes out to lowest I'll go is 70-30.
Mm-hmm.
That's the surface thoughts you get right now.
Oh.
As he kind of retorts back from your thing, he says, I mean, 60-40 is, that's fair. You are taking a bit more risk. Perhaps 55-45?
I look at Mel and I like to whisper in her ear. And I want to say that still doesn't seem like a very good option for us.
Yeah, to respond to that, like, now you're just trying to insult me. 65-35.
Make another intimidation or persuasion check with advantage.
Ooh. Okay. 21.
Aegion?
21.
Mm-hmm.
He says, he kind of plays it up a bit, but you can tell from his surface thoughts that that's what he's doing. But he says, well, I mean, this is a very favorable deal. I don't give to just anybody, but seeing as this is the crew of the Iron Serpent, I can agree to that. And he extends a hand to shake.
Go ahead, Mel. You're the one who made the deal.
Hang on and step up and take his hand. Deal.
All right. Well, we have, well, you have quite a bit of preparation to make. And I will help you with whatever intelligence that I might be able to provide you. Shall we begin?
Start with those blueprints.
You watch as Nofrit uh, pulls out
Oh,
what
you
looks
look
to
good.
be like
Welcome. Good to
some
see you.
big rolls of parchment.
How are you tonight?
Um,
Sorry, I had to.
and unrolls them onto the giant desk
I'm not good at
before you.
doing negotiations. That was weird. Ooh. Ooh, hold on. Let me get to that.
Mission Impossible song put in here right
Do.
So on the
Oh,
map,
wait, that's a Mortal
on the
Kombat.
map,
Wait.
you can see the external and internal essential. It's a two-story building. You can see the internal and external blueprints,
Haste.
as well
Haste.
as he says that he's wasn't able to get anybody inside, but he marks there's two shifts of guards, like a day shift and a night shift. The guards live on the premises, and there are a handful of servants, like a couple of maids, a cook, and a handyman, and like a butler. Um, and the exterior guard positions are marked, as you can see with the tokens. He indicates to you that on the second floor, number 10, over here, is where the item is located. This is where the item is located. It's inside of his vault.
And the vault is in there.
I assume that window on the back of that what looks like a window on the back of the room is not actually there. If that's his vault.
That is correct.
Okay. Just
So
figured
right
I'd check.
here,
Yeah,
right here
that
is
is
no
correct.
window.
That is
No
not a
window.
window. No.
Yeah, I
Is
can
there
stop
a
this thing in
window
30
here, though?
seconds with a rock and a bird.
Is there a window here though?
There. The rest of those things are windows. Yes.
Okay, we have a grappling hook, guys.
And that is a stone wall around the outside that he tells you is 10 feet high.
Are there any magical defenses?
Not that he's aware of.
How many guards in total are there?
Cleo. I
Uh,
know a few Cleos. Now I'm
his
curious.
guys counted the guards.
That's very kind.
Each
Thank you for
shift
stopping by. I appreciate
has,
it. Painting miniatures. Ooh.
each shift has 12
Fucking
guards.
love people with like
What time is shift change?
artistic ability. It's
Um,
amazing. I wish I had some.
It's a day shift and a night shift, so like morning and night.
Yes, feel free to lurk.
12
Appreciate you
hours.
stopping by.
Clean or quiet?
And the other guards don't. I misspoke earlier. The other guards don't stay on site when it's not their shift. They have like a small barracks on the second floor, but that's
Do we,
more for
do we-
like guys taking breaks in the middle of the day.
Do we know what room that is on the second floor?
15.
Are we looking to keep this clean and quiet or loud?
If I may put in my two gold coins, um, I've found that in situations like this, the less people know, the better. I mean, however the item needs to be acquired. So however that needs to be done, that needs to be done. But I think it would be best for all involved if we could make this as bloodless uh, and private as possible.
Worst case scenario that it does go that way. How can we make it look like it's one of your competitors as to get the eyes off of you?
I think you understand that the reason that I'm not having my guys do this and I'm having you do it is so that this can't be connected to me. So even if you do fuck up, as your friend said, and you said, there's a reason that you're getting the larger share.
Right, right. But I'm saying, how do we make it look like it's your competitor instead? I'm trying to help you out.
That
I think
doesn't
that's something we
help
worry
or
about.
hurt me.
I think that's something we worry about if we, but after we figure out how to get in.
Yeah.
Does he have anybody
Um,
inspect the vault?
Real quick, Donald, because I'm pretty sure you're probably the one that is drawn and stuff.
Yeah.
It's that whole thing is the guards.
The rectangle is not mine, but
Oh, but anyway, I don't know whoever drew it. There you go.
I did.
that's okay. Thank you, though.
What was your question, as Donald? Sorry.
Does anybody inspect the vault? Like, does he have like an accountant or a record keeper or anything that goes in and checks on what's in there?
The only one who has access to the vault with the key that he wears around his neck is the Duke himself.
What are the walls to it made of?
Stone.
Stone.
Where's his room?
12.
Does he frequent outside his premises a lot?
Oh yes, he's seen in public often. If he goes into public, he has his a contingent of his gods come with him, but there's always the 12 that guard the house 24/7.
And you help us get a view of him, see what he looks like.
He will describe him. He is um, a human male in his early 40s. Is an immaculate dresser. Wears very fine clothes, has money and isn't afraid to spend it. Has white hair that is pulled back into like a tight pony. Um, and carries himself with an air of pale skinned and carries himself with an air of importance.
So he's pompous.
Yes, very much.
So he thinks he is
He's also
untouched.
quite the orator, says uh, and and has studied at uh, one of Meridia's many bard colleges.
Order meaning big
Speaker.
word.
He's a bard. He's good at speaking.
Orator, someone who, like Martin Luther King, was a great orator, like a guy
Got
who
it.
gives good speeches.
Got it. So if the tide can turn on us in political, is also really hard. Are these guys that he has for guards? Are these more of the hired mercenary types that would go out into the wood, or just more of the lowly guards that would be?
They're hired mercenaries.
So they're not pushovers.
Certainly not. I mean, they're not elite crack troops or anything like that, Nefrit says. Nofrit says, but they can. They've certainly killed before.
Oh, hey, Sol, how you doing? Good to see ya.
Is he known to patronize any local establishments, such as your fine one here?
Oh, you wouldn't find him in a place like this. He tends to stay to the richer part of town, if you know what I mean. He's considered a patron of the arts around here. He'll bring artists to him more often than not for private performances.
How about how does the hire? Do we know anything of the hiring process?
The hiring process for the performers.
Performers, the guards, anything like that of how one is to be invited in
As
or
far as
to work
performers,
for you.
they're chosen by the Duke by name himself. He sends a representative. He sends a representative to collect them, and they make an offer, and a contract is agreed upon, and a date is set, and they are brought to the house, escorted to the house by one of his servants and a pair of his guard. And as far as his guard are hired, I believe he it's a particular mercenary company that he uh, bought out, essentially has on retainer.
What is this? What is this mercenary group?
The mercenary group's name?
Yes.
What the hell is that name again, Nafreed? Can't remember all of it. She says, it's the Bloody Blades, she says.
I look to Val and say, Fox and the Hen.
I could.
We could.
What?
How much
Go
time do we
ahead.
have to pull this off?
I mean, there's not really a time limit on it. The client wants it done correctly and with as little hubbub as possible. They're more than happy to wait to make sure. The way it was emphasized to me that they wanted it done right and not to hire just any old schmoes for this job. They're paying a significant amount of money. They want success, not speed.
That's understandable. That could be arranged.
Is this time to do some scouting?
If you'd like, I leave that to your expertise.
I've got at least one idea we can try.
I've got a good one. He's a man.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
She wants to seduce him.
All right. He's gonna think he's seducing me. Let's get that right.
Worth a try.
All right.
I'm gonna
So
need a lot of alcohol in a
basically,
few minutes just to get that thought out of my head.
So basically, in and out of character, you guys have the rest of the session to plan and talk about how you want to do this.
Heist, 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 heist.
Heist, 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 heist.
Nice.
It is again. You agreed. You agreed to do it. He said there's no time limit on it. This is not. You know. It's however you guys want to go about it. But you guys have the rest of the session to essentially figure it out. I think probably not going to get to anything else tonight. So.
Okay.
I want to. Can I just say something that I want to do?
Sure.
I wanted to drop by. There's like a wall around his estate. It looks like.
Yeah.
I want to drop by like the back wall of it and cast Speak with Animals and see if I can catch any rats or insects or the like that I can chat about and see if there are any ways to get inside as something smaller than a person.
Okay, so that's definitely on the agenda. You'd have to like go there and do that, but we can definitely get to that. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want, we can kind of go into heist movie montage plan mode,
Mm-hmm.
and we can be a little timey-wimey with this.
Okay.
So we'll do we do that. The music changes. We go into that, and so if you guys have questions, if you guys have questions for Electos or Nofrit, they're available. But we'll do that first. So anybody going with Donald, or is you going by yourself?
I'd like to do the same with any spirits around.
I mean, yeah, I figure that people are that everybody's going to want to see the house at least in person
All right.
before we go in.
So you guys leave the Ruby Monkey, and Nefrit like leads you, since you guys are new to the city, leads you through the city out to the definitely the richer part of town, the suburbs, if you would, of Meridia, to a fairly large estate. There is several orchards and vineyards that surround the estate, that are inside more of like a cattle fence than anything else. It's when you get up to the main building, after sneaking through the orchards, is where there's actual wall as it's shown there. It doesn't go like there's certain parts where it connects to the house, but as you can see there. So Donald, you cast Speak with Animals from your staff.
Yes, sir.
All right, from your staff, and make a survival check to see if you can find some critters to speak to. Mel, you want to talk to some spirits? Make a investigation check. See if you can find some spirits to talk to.
I will guidance myself for this. For fuck's sakes, 15.
15. You find just like a little squirrel that's kind of like burying a nut as you kind of come over. And just looks up at you.
Hi there.
What's up?
Have you ever been? That's a very nice nut you have there, by the way.
Kind of nods his head. Yeah, it's mine. Kind of looks at you a little like, "Hey, it's mine."
I wasn't planning on taking it.
Shows off your own nut.
I'm just
golden one.
complimenting you on what a nice nut you have.
It's mine.
Don't worry, I'm not taking it from you. I just wanted to ask you if you'd been inside the house over there at all.
Kind of looks over and he's like, a couple times.
Oh. Where in it? The high part or the low part?
There's a spot with lots of food on the floor.
Is it in the low part or the high part of the house?
Down on the part that touches the ground.
The low part. Okay. How'd you get in?
He says, He points up to the roof, and you can see over here at 16, where there's the chimney with the smoke coming out. He says, "At night, no smoke."
That's very interesting. Thank you. Maybe I'll go try it out and see if there's if I can find any food for myself.
He looks at you. Too big.
Oh, I can be smaller.
And you watch as his head wheels around as you hear like a little thud. And you watch as a nut bounces on the grass and he just darts off.
Steal his other nut.
I'm not gonna take any of his nuts.
The squirrel's just nutting all over the place. What the fuck?
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
That's where your head goes, huh?
I know on my Christian
love of
Minecraft
God,
server
Bill,
stream. That's how this works, right?
For the love of God, Bill, tell me his gilded acorn is missing.
No, it's not missing.
They're just showing off each other's nuts. That's
no.
all.
You find the spirit of a farm like a farm worker that died in like a work accident.
Hey. Don't suppose you know
just kinda
much about this
They
building.
turn and look at you. They're kind of like reaching up to like pick fruit off of a tree. But their hand just kind of goes through it, but they go through the motion of like bringing it down to a basket that's not there, and then they stop and look up at you and say, "Hello."
What's your name? Mel.
I don't remember.
Right. Does he look like... Does it look like how he might have died? Like, does he have any obvious, like...
Oh yeah, he's got like it looks. Make a medicine check.
My specialty. Okay. Oh, cocked. 10.
10. His neck definitely looks like it's broken. You're not sure how that would have happened, but
Oh yeah, that's gotta be. Oh god. Just kind of like for a second, and then realize what's happening there, and kind of shakes her head. You know anything about the one who owns that place, or the house itself?
oh, the boss house.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not allowed in there.
You ever watch
Sir?
watch the guards around there?
Yeah, they're there
Hmm.
pretty much all day
Hmm.
and night.
Never trade out? Any specific times?
Yeah, they trade out like morning and night.
Did we get that? We got that in kind of information from Electos, didn't we?
Yep.
Or exactly.
Yep.
Right.
Ask what kind of weaponry they got.
I'm pretty sure Electus probably knows that too. If you know stuff
He
about the
never told
guards.
us.
You never
He
asked
just
him.
said they weren't. Yeah, he said they were just mercenaries.
Yeah. You ever see anyone try to get in?
A couple times. Some workers try to there's a nice lady that works in the kitchen. Sometimes she'll leave some like fresh, some like day old bread on the fence. Some of the some of the field workers will try to climb the fence to grab it. They get caught every once in a while and punished.
Hmm. So there's usually more guards around there after that? Or no?
If they catch it, there's more guards show up. They each carry a they each carry a horn that they blow if something is happening, so everyone knows to come. Not everyone, but people know to come and help them.
Mm.
They usually come from the inside of the house out to help.
Oh. Say the part of the place been renovated anytime recently? Might have openings.
He says, "I know the house has been here since long before I was born, and probably be long after I die."
Right. He's giving that. Oh, he doesn't. Yeah.
As you know, I should probably get back. I don't want to get into trouble.
Don't worry, you're not gonna get in trouble. Trust me. I'm working for the boss, you know.
Oh, okay.
What's the last thing you remember?
The last thing I remember before you
Mhm.
came up,
Yeah.
I was picking the crop.
Mm.
Points
How'd
to the ground, just the ground, filling up my basket.
you just been doing that all day and night?
I mean, it's my job.
Yeah. How'd you get hurt?
What are you talking about?
Mm. I'm just gonna like look around the area here. Is there any like is it that particular tree or something like that? Is there any like spot where there might be like old bones or something like that that might like
Make an investigation check.
mm-hmm. Not bad. 21.
21.
Mm-hmm.
As you kind of like say to the guy, let him go back to his picking. Um, you just kind of hang back for a second and watch as at a certain point after he picks a couple more fruit, he climbs up into the tree, reaching for a particular fruit, and you watch as it falls, lands kind of awkwardly on its neck, and then just kind of lays there dead. And then like a moment goes by, and the spirit kind of like blinks out and then blinks back to reaching up for a fruit, putting it down, and it almost kind of like replays.
Uh-huh. Hmm. Try to talk to him again.
Looks
Does
for
he
that
remember
guy.
any of that? What we just talked about?
You walk up to him and he's like, "Can I help you?"
Not right now, but maybe later. Thanks.
Okay. And he goes back to what he was doing.
For the crew part of the ship.
Does he have out of curiosity, like his distance from like any of the building? Does he have sight of any of the guards or anything like that, or like any of the entrances?
He's you're like north of the home in the northern fields,
Mm-hmm.
like up back here. Um So the wall there is like 10 feet tall, so you can't really see
Okay.
over it too well.
Damn it. I was just thinking the idea of seeing if he could be an extra set of eyes, and in return, she'd send him off afterwards. But if he can't remember and he keeps replaying, I don't think I can do that. So that was my
Certainly
idea.
try. You can certainly try.
I can try, but I'd have to do it closer to the time probably, or else he's just gonna reset.
Probably.
Okay, so that will be my goal, hopefully.
All right. Anybody else, as you guys are scouting out the property, want to do anything?
I'll use a combination of invisibility and disguise self to essentially hang around kind of the path to the entrance, and hopefully see the Duke coming out, and if so, just try to follow him and keep an eye on him for a bit, just to get a good mental image of his features and the way he dresses and carries himself, and how he talks to his guards and stuff.
Okay. Make a stealth check for me with advantage first. With advantage.
Uh, 16.
16. That's good enough. A couple hours goes by, but at a certain point,
Fuck you. Fuck
You
you,
see,
Pike.
what looks like
God damn it.
a more
You don't get to hear it until later.
based on
Fuck
the
you.
body language, you think this is the guy that everybody's been talking about. Kind of pokes his head out, berades the front door guards for a minute before he goes back inside. But if you will turn your attention to the upper level, there you go.
Fucking
Wow, he
redeeming
looks like a douche.
Aras while he's in the fucking game with me.
Those pantaloons? What the fuck?
Pantaloons!
But he has oddly huge calves. What the fuck?
Never skip leg day.
No, that's just the pants. That's not the leg.
Damn, boy. He's thick.
Well, he's got the
Big
like big
asshole.
poofy pantaloons, but then his like
That's-
calves are bulging like that. I don't think
That's all-
pants normally fit
He's
like that.
definitely a
That's all hip
skater.
and
Look
belly.
at that motherfucker. Those are some. He's got some cloven hooves in there.
Actually, yeah, you know what? That would totally
Yeah.
explain it. That would totally explain why his
And
legs
they're-
look so fucking weird.
Takes off the fucking.
They're tumas.
It's not a tumor.
Wow, we did that in unison. That was pretty
There's
great.
definitely like a second. There's definitely like another. There's an extra joint in that leg that is not there naturally.
Oh, have you guys ever seen that Alien movie where the kid, the one, I think it's I don't know, the one, yeah, it's like this alien movie where this kid turns out to be the alien and his legs turn backwards and he just takes off running. It's an older movie. It's like a 90s movie.
I
No.
have no idea what you're talking about.
I think
No
Charlie
idea.
Sheen is in it or something.
I definitely don't have any idea what you're talking about. Anyway,
That's what it
That's-
reminds me of.
so you get a very good look at him, Artanis, without being noticed.
Awesome. What I have seen, like you said, his key. He usually keeps the key hanging around his neck. Is that like apparent when I saw him? Or is
Make
it
a
like...
perception check. You're an elf. You should be good at this.
I see.
5.
Woo!
Elf eyes see nothing. They are
You're
Elf
trying
eyes
to
don't- We ain't found shit.
You are trying to remember where Electos said on his person he kept the key. As you're looking, you're like, wait, where did he say he kept it? Around his neck or in his boot? And then you look away to think, and then when you look back, he's gone. Was it up his sleeve? God damn it, I can't remember.
Oh, shoot, he's gone.
But you do get a good look at him and what he looks like.
Cool.
He's a very dandy boy.
Dandy.
Do you guys want to do Fox in the Hen House?
I don't
Let's
know
do
what
it.
the fuck that is.
You get a woman on the inside for free.
Okay. What are you
Uh,
gonna do once you're on the inside?
Oh, that's Fox. I was thinking something different. I was
Get
thinking
him,
wolf in sheep's
get this
clothing.
bard shit twisted on alcohol, and then fucking just take it.
Basically, make him think that he's gonna get lady favors when he's really not.
Hey, worth a try.
Would
I
it
know,
would it be
I know how mom talks to dad. I got it.
would it be worth having a wolf in sheep's clothing with the with going trying to get on the guard detail, or is that too much? You think? Because I mean, there's no
I feel like
guarantee.
the guards would recognize a guard or would notice that there's a guard they don't recognize.
There's only
Well, no. As in, like, get hired on to the detail. Like, oh, it's the new guy.
hmm.
That sounds like it'll take a bunch
A
of
long
time.
time, yeah.
Hey, Bill, I have one
What?
quick question. Who's this rando in there?
Hmm. Is that
There's
like a
this
gardener?
random. There's like this random ginger dude.
Looks like a gardener to me.
It looks like Bill.
You're
Well,
muted,
you-
Bill.
Hmm?
He was talking, we just didn't hear him.
Oh.
You're still
Oh,
muted.
can't hear you
muted.
anymore.
Sorry.
There you go.
He's like he looks like a gardener. He's like pruning the bushes and stuff.
He looks like a gardener, but is he really John Wick? Is my question. You know what I can do with these shears, kid?
It's the big bad, guys. That's
Oh,
the big
God.
bad.
Oh boy.
That's really
Oh
Vector
boy.
in disguise. It's Vector in disguise.
Everybody
guys.
watch out for Thomas. I'll
Oh.
prune you. I'll prune you good, boy.
I gotta hydrate real quick. Be right back. I need to restock my hydration.
Well, here's the thing, though. They said time doesn't matter. So we could do a fast forward montage of everything that we do.
We also have You know, that thing that we actually came here to do.
That's right.
Secondary.
So
Secondary.
Do this,
Heist.
if we're gonna do this now, then let's try and do it quickly. Otherwise, let's go
Hydrating before I hydrate.
do
Thank you.
No, you could do her.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Ah,
can go there.
nice.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna go buy a fucking
Eee.
gray toga with an open
Oh
back.
damn! Now I
and
really
just
need some
fucking
bubble tea.
Really
Fuck.
garish it up. I'm gonna buy a new belt that I'm just gonna
Thank
hang
you.
my fucking super heavy coin purse off with Talon, and that's it.
I'm gonna go with her, and I'm going to make fun of her every bit of the way because she doesn't get dressed up.
I slip out the back when I go to change, and I go buy my clothes somewhere else.
You
All right. So, what essentially is your plan then? Tell me. Your plan is to what?
Oh,
How are you intending to get him to invite you to his home?
I guess I'll try to. I guess what Artana's doing, recon. We're gonna try to figure out what kind of bar he frequents or path he takes, and I'm just gonna post up at one of the inns.
Following him around for stuff like that is something that would take a lot of time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to
Essentially
follow
ask-
him. You'd have to put multiple tails on from your group on him for like several days.
Wait, also, how do you
Yeah.
expect to get past the guards while you're not fucking him? What is like he might be drunk. His guards aren't gonna be drunk.
That's fine. I don't see how you guys aren't saying this.
I don't know.
I'm good.
I don't
I'm
know.
good.
I don't think this goes well.
She has never
goes
done this before in her life. She knows nothing of how it works.
It goes great.
You've only read smut novels, haven't you?
Yes, we lock eyes across a crowded room. He falls in love with me instantly.
He
And
just
then
gives
I-
you his most amazing shit, and then you
No, just-
disappear into the night.
Just pray for the gift of Aphrodite. Just pray for the gift of Aphrodite. 'Cause the gods are in this area. They're with us.
I mean, I'm
Stab.
definitely down to sneak in. I just have no idea how to get the key from him.
That's what I could do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we could just take it from him so like either Mel or Val's. So here's the idea.
No.
So we sneak in. We
Also
have
try. I can't believe I have to say this, but you could also try to pick the lock instead of trying
Yeah.
getting
Yeah,
the key.
That's what I
you
was
have a
about to
rogue.
say.
You have a rogue.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like Mel can pick a lock, so it's just like, why don't we just get in there? We can either steal the key or just go pick the lock. If there's a security system, grab it, run. I doubt there is. I mean, we can ask.
The security system is all the fucking guards he has.
No,
Yeah.
security system as in like the alarm spell.
Well, that's why you bring somebody who knows how to use magic with you.
Detect magic. There we go. So that problem's solved. So let's just go pick the fucking lock.
That sounds much simpler.
And do we have somebody who can cast invisibility on a few of us?
No.
Okay.
We have
Okay, that's
Somebody who
fine.
can
That's
cast
fine.
invisibility on one of us.
was gonna-
Level 4.
Level 4.
I
I
have
forgot.
pass without trace, and I can infiltrate as a spite, and I can go in as a spider
That works.
while holding the spell.
Yeah, and you could be on somebody's shoulder, so then
If I can, I might even be able to just walk through the lock as a spider, depending on how the lock is built.
Still have to get the statue out.
That's why I can turn into a person again, put it in a bag, and turn back into a spider.
Good idea.
Wild Shape does let me do that. I checked.
All right. Well, I think this is a lot easier than we're making it out to be.
Do
I say
wild
we
shapes
just-
at this level?
I have two.
You do? Okay.
I say we just.
I have two. I keep two until level 20.
Fun.
When do you
Ooh,
get?
that sucks.
Is it at some point you only have one?
No.
No. Oh, all right. Never mind.
No, you always just have two until level 20
Okay.
when you get infinite wild.
Yep.
All right. I don't know. I don't play. I've never played a druid in my life, so.
Fair.
So what we could do is we could come in from one of these windows up here, in this room over here, this room over here, this window over here.
What are
Something
these
like-
11 rooms? I asked
Uh,
this before we leave.
The 11 rooms.
Yes, the ones
Um,
labeled as 11s.
They're
There's three of them.
so this over here is like a bathing room. This is a bedroom. This is a study,
Uh-huh.
or a sitting room, a music room.
All right,
Ah.
so we can enter through one of those three rooms. We can enter through a hallway with the grappling hook and rope, and just kind of open up the window, or something. Yeah, we ask.
If we're going in with a grappling hook, I don't think we're going to be going in quietly. Those things are not quiet.
I have a
That's why we
silent
get past
spell.
without a trace.
It can only do so much.
Wait, Mel,
It doesn't
did you
go
just say
very-
you have the silent spell?
I have a silent spell now.
That'll
There
do
we
it.
go. Problem solved. I see more greenhousing happening than not. I think that this is a very easy Mission Impossible.
Yeah. So
If it's easy, then it's not impossible.
It seems mission quite possible.
Anyways, I ask Escanor, what's his name?
Electos.
Electos.
Electos, thank you.
Yes.
I ask Electos, do we know
Alektos.
Yes, when do we meet Megara and Tisiphone?
Electos? I ask Electos, do we know the Duke's bedtime?
He says, hey, my guys are good, okay?
They're not that
They're
good.
not that good.
All right.
I
Well-
imagine at some point, at some time after sundown.
No shit. Well, I get that. Yeah. The only reason I ask is
Hey, I'm a
maybe
wise
it'd be-
guy. What do you want?
The only reason
Hey, what
I
are you,
ask
some
is-
kind of fucking wise guy?
What, you think I'm a wise guy? The only reason I ask is I don't want to come through the window and he's walking the halls and it's like, oh,
Yeah, I
hi.
don't want you to do that either.
Nobody wants that.
Can always just do it at night after he's left. We don't
That's
need
a
to
good-
know whether we don't need to know where he's going. We just need to know whether he's left or not.
Do we know
HMV
a time?
probably goes out every night.
Do we know a time when he frequents and stays out for long periods, or is that not a common thing?
Do we know
Uh,
when he leaves for the night?
If he leaves for the night,
Yes. If he's going out and drinking somewhere.
at times, not for the whole night. He's not like one of those guys of like a rigid schedule. You know, he kind of
Right.
does what he wants to do when he wants to do it. You know, rich people shit.
Yeah. I suppose. I mean,
It's
general,
there's not like a schedule to it or anything.
right, like a general time when's he finish when's he finish eating and head out for the night.
If he's going out
Debauchery.
for the evening, he probably leaves a little before sundown, so he can. It takes a little bit of time for him to ride his carriage into the center of town.
How long does he frequent there?
Different time. Like I said, the guy's not.
Give or
he's
take.
not-
give me
he's
an
not-
estimate.
he's not a-
I don't think it's super. We're not planning to spend like hours in there getting prepped or anything.
Yeah, but if he,
Like it doesn't
he
matter how
goes-
long he's out.
I mean, it takes. Even if he was to leave, go into town, do one thing, and come back, it's going to be at least an hour.
Okay.
Just
See,
to
that's all.
And like if all goes well, we'll be in and out in like under a minute. Which I know is a
But
big.
there's no predicting when he's going to leave. That's the only thing.
Right.
Sometimes he leaves during the day. Sometimes he goes out for shows and stuff.
Well, why don't we just?
Don't get me wrong. I wish he it was like a regimented soldier and did the same thing every day and every time. That would be great.
Well, it would probably make him a lot less of a horrible person. Unfortunately.
Well, I think
These artistic types. They they're loose. They don't like structure.
I think we have a plan, and now it's just the fact of picking where we're going to enter.
It's less a question of where and more a question of timing. If he's okay, if
Hey,
he's
JC, how you doing?
going out, if we see him going out, then we should enter from
We're
the side
heisting.
where his
Heist,
room
heist,
is,
heist.
because there's
That's
less
good.
likely to be people there.
Right.
So we can wait until just about sundown. If he's left, if he's gone, we enter from the side where his room is. If he hasn't, we enter from the opposite side. Mel casts a silence. You throw the grappling hook. I have pass without trace.
JC, thank you so much for the
We
sub.
all enter
Ooh,
in our
you.
various forms.
Beyond the guards,
That was
does
weird.
anybody else occupy the house?
How
There's
you
so a few
doing?
servants, right?
We need to
Excuse
animate
me.
more.
There are, he said, a handful of servants, a couple maids, a butler, a gardener or handyman, and a
Yeah, I feel
and a
that.
cook.
Good They
Do
I'm bad at
live
heisting, but I'm
in the
trying to
house,
figure
or
out how to
they
heist.
live elsewhere.
They live. They sleep in the. They also like share the servants' quarters. Which
Which
Oh,
is
is
you got a
servants'
puppy!
quarters?
You better
which
fucking
is the
send me
same as the
pictures of the
guards room.
puppy! Holy
It's
fucking
15
shit,
and
are you
14.
kidding me?
Do,
Okay.
You haven't sent me
Bedroom
pictures
is
yet, how
unlikely
dare!
to be occupied.
Um. It depends on if he's hosting guests or not. He says.
Right.
do guards frequent the perimeter?
I never do
So
not
if
want
we were
pictures
to
of puppies.
try and climb up the side of the wall, would they be walking around the perimeter and see us do something like that?
He says, as you can see, they're posted at certain entrances and exits. Every half hour, uh, two of the guards from inside come and walk and do a perimeter around the house.
So every 30 minutes, you said?
Yeah.
So we got 30 minutes to get in and get the rope in.
I mean, approximately
It's my
30
time.
minutes. It's not like on a.
It's a
It's not
good,
like
good.
it's not like on a. It's not like on a. An hourglass or something.
Yeah, but still, that gives us enough time. You know, it's an average, right? You know, that's the most probably.
Ah, it's so cute!
I say that I think
Aw.
we have everything we can
Yeah.
get.
Let's go for it.
I say go for it. We got the grappling hook, we got the silence, we got the person who can detect the magic, we got the pick lock. All we gotta do is get in, look around, make sure that the coast is clear, and get the fuck out.
Tanis, I'm going to be concentrating on keeping us hidden. Can you detect magic for us?
Sure.
All right.
I can even make a pulley system with the grappling hook, and I can actually pull us up. And
We're gonna need that after what happened last time we tried that.
I will
Yeah.
just be something that can climb. I'm probably going to need to take a ride on somebody's shoulder until we can get closer to the place. And I'll probably need to take a ride on somebody's shoulder for a little bit, but just don't squish me.
oh yeah, no, I'm talking about I attach people. Artanis, he gets attached to it, and
Oh
I
no,
pull
I'm
him,
so sorry.
climbs up at the
It's
same
so
time.
cute
So
though.
it's faster.
I'm sorry I fucked up your sleep
Don't worry
though.
about
But
him
cute
falling.
puppy.
You know, fucks up. No offense,
Sure.
Artanis. You're just the example.
Fair.
It's a lot faster that way. Gets rid of any how you say I guess
Very true.
I mean, no offense, Donald.
Fingers
but
crossed
if you did it, I would fear
that's
that
sooner
you would
rather than
not
later
get to
for
the
you.
halfway point.
That's
So-
why I'm not doing it.
I know, but it'll eliminate a lot of problems and get us up there faster. And I can get myself up fast. So yeah, it'll just take me a little while to possibly make something like that or find something.
All right, so you guys are what? Just like posting up in the orchard, hoping to watch him leave, or are you just like saying we're gonna go at this certain time of day, regardless, or what's the plan? Just so I know for next week.
So the plan, I believe, is we're going to post up basically in the orchard
Oh fuck, I'm
until
sorry.
around sundown-ish. If we see him leave, like if we see his carriage going, then we'll enter from the side of the house
You
that
should try to
has
get
his
some
bedroom on
sleep.
it. If
At least
we
like
don't
power
see
nap, I
him
don't know.
leave, then
I don't know how to nap. I can't. I
we'll
literally
enter from the
can't, so I
opposite
can't.
side.
I don't know
You'll
how
wait
that
for
works.
nightfall and then enter from the opposite side.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go and either make or find something that I can attach onto the grappling hook that is like a pulley or
Block and
any kind.
tackle.
Yeah, you want to block and tackle.
Yeah, block and tackle, and kind of do like a you know how like there's the person at the bottom and the person rock climbs up and they're the guideline. So
You can rent out a smith shop for like 25 gold pieces, and Electos will cover that. or we'll take care of that for you.
All right.
Go ahead and make a smithing check for me.
Smithing, is that my strength?
It would be strength, yeah.
I don't know why it. No, it's proficiency and expertise. I don't know why I keep doing that. Okay. 6. Natural 20.
E.
Yeah,
Not even kidding.
in a matter of like an hour or a couple hours, you you know, like the master smith that you are, you cook this thing up and it's ready to go.
Sweet.
There's a thing you have to use to anchor it to something, but you've figured out a mechanism for it and everything. So I think we'll pick things up there next week.
E.
We'll cut the stream there. If
Thank
you
you.
know the rest of you guys want to stick around and keep planning, you can do that. But I know you got to get out of here. So
Yes, thank you. All right.
all
Chat,
right.
chat, thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back next week. I'll be back Friday for Misty Shore Guildhall session. Let me grab somebody to raid really quick. Who's doing the thing? Who's doing the thing? Okay. So we got. You always have so many people. It's always the hardest part. How about? Oh, I never get to raid Acheron, so I'm gonna raid Acheron VR. Who I roleplay with. Send him some love. Nice raid call. So until next time, y'all stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye-bye!
Bye.
I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny, I'm a